So if you are ready for change, comrades, wave your flag. If you are ready for Mark Jefferson Golden, wave your flag. If you are ready for a victory of the People's National Party, wave your flag. And comrades, I want to welcome to the podium at this time the man who is going to be our next Prime Minister of Jamaica. I want you to welcome Comrade Mark Jefferson Golden, President of the PNP and future Prime Minister of Jamaica. One love.
I am giving you a warning. A new day is dawning. I am giving you a warning. Wicked people, fast crisis in the air. The mighty Jesus Christ.
Well, this is me, man, representing from our Golden, aka Marky G. Yeah, them not bad like me. Now them know we. Them just see me. Yeah, man, on TV. Zaga, Z. Stand Marky G, I know you are champion. Everybody here with the right hand. Put up your fist. Hey, Marky G, we don't know so none of them not like me. See them all hype up, but that's still not spite me. Holding up, cut and cut you because I'm having a yard. And none of them care. Hey, Marky G, we don't know so none of them not like me. So me have a son of
Easy selector. Boy, the vibe's nice in Annotto tonight. Make sure so this microphone alright now. This mic not sound too right to me at all. Well, the next mic. What the next mic? Wow. It sound a little better now. Kind of, yeah, all right. Comrade Chairman, Comrade MacLeod, Comrade MP for Central St. Mary. Mine, you know. What the next mic there? That mic, go on talking on the mic. All right, I'm going to try it again. Comrade Dr. Morris guy. You worship the mayor. Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm going to use this mic. Candidates for Western, Omar Woodbine. Central, Omar Newell. Comrade councillors, Comrade councillor candidates, and the man of the movement, the man who just delivered a wonderful speech for his future constituents when he becomes the next member of parliament for Southeast St. Mary, Comrade Christopher Brown. Give him a round of applause. Comrades, We've had a wonderful day today in Southeast St. Mary. The crowd was out and about with us in a massive motorcade. And we give thanks to the Most High God that we never had any serious issues on the motorcade. And that everybody seems to be all right. And we give thanks for that. Comrades, I want to pick up all the workers and warriors of the People's National Party here in Southeast St. Mary. You are the ones who are going to deliver the victory that your party needs and that Jamaica needs. You are the ones who are putting in the work, and you are the ones who will ensure that Christopher Brown is there beside me as I walk up Duke Street and enter Garden House and take my seat as the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Christopher Brown is a man of action. Christopher Brown is an established and an accomplished professional here in Jamaica. He is somebody who people can look up to and people can have confidence in. I am impressed with how he has gone about the business of establishing himself as the leading candidate in the constituency. The man has been a political operative for many years. He knows what needs to be done, and he goes about doing it with great energy and fervor. And the people are responding to him, and the people say, yes, Chris, you are the one we want because you can deliver good representation for us here in Southeast St. Mary. Just today, the man established a new first up in Enfield, where I had the honor and privilege of opening the office for the People's National Party for the community of Enfield, the first of its kind. Chris Brown is delivering already, and him don't even get elected yet. And the man has successfully shown up, the MP, a man who is a junior minister of government, and a man who was unable to address the issue of the road to the hospital. And the patients were suffering, and the staff at the hospital were suffering. And they reached out, and Chris Brown, with his ingenuity and his energy and his initiative, put together the resources somehow. I don't know how he did it, and was able to put the road that the people needed. And then you see the MP, Mr. Johnny, come lately, arrive on the scene and go on like him have something to do when the work has already been done. Well done, it done do already. You done get embarrassed already though, Mr. Dunn. Chris Brown, your sample. Keep on doing what you're doing. Whether it be north, south, east or west, the man have to follow back at you because you have set the trend. And the people then say, yes, Chris Brown, take it to them. Take it to them, Chris Brown. Comrades, today was a big day for Jamaica and a big day for the People's National Party. Today, the Constitutional Court handed down a very important ruling, a landmark ruling in the history of this country. They established that we were right all along when we said that the states of emergency that they had been using as a routine tool of policing was unlawful and unconstitutional. Yeah, man. We had been resisting that because we knew that the role of a state of emergency under the Constitution was a very singular role. It was there to ensure when the state was under threat of subversion and the democratic order of the country was under threat to be overthrown, there was a mechanism under the Constitution to save the country from that kind of destabilization. But Andrew Holness had been wrongly advised, no doubt, and proceeded over a period from 2018 through to 2023 to have the Governor General declare over 20 states of emergency in Jamaica. Some of those states of emergency covered several parishes at once. Thousands of young Jamaicans were apprehended under the state of emergency. Many of them lost their jobs. Many of them were criminalized by their association in the detention center with others who were there. And it did not have the impact on the crime rate and the murder rate that the government was saying it would. And it is only after the People's National Party under my leadership took a strong position and said, no, we are sworn to uphold and defend the Constitution of Jamaica, and we will not vote for these bogus states of emergency which are being used as a normal policing tool. You must come with the proper crime plan and crime strategy. And we prevented them from going any further with the states of emergency. And it's after we stood up that they started to do what we said all along should be done. Using intelligence, focusing on apprehending criminals and prosecuting them through proper police techniques. And we have seen some results, and I want to commend the Commissioner of Police again and his team for the improvement we've seen over the last year or so. And the court today unanimously ruled that what we had said was indeed correct. And all of those states of emergency declared by the Andrew Holness-led government were unconstitutional, null, and void. Yeah, man. Some of them are going to charge for corruption when the right time comes. And I hear they saying now, sorry, man, I'm a little hoarse today. I hear them saying now that they're going to appeal. Well, if they don't accept the correctness of the decision, that is their right. But I'm confident of the justness and the correctness of the position that we have taken all along. And we will take it as far as it needs to go in order to protect the rights and interests of the Jamaican people and uphold and defend the constitutional freedoms guaranteed by the Charter of Rights in the Constitution. Comrades, we are on a mission, and we are on a mission to address the very real challenges and issues facing the people of this country. We see the problems in the education system. We see the high levels of absenteeism from school because many people, many mothers, many families struggle to find lunch money for their children. They struggle to find bus fare for their children to go to school and come back, or taxi fare. And we have come with a commitment. We are going to ensure that our needy children will get at least one hot, nutritious meal at school every day, whether it be in primary or secondary school, because that is in keeping with the philosophy of the People's National Party. We will ensure that we provide a subsidy to families in need so that they can get a little help with the cost of transportation for their children to go to school in rural Jamaica. And we are committed to that, starting with 20,000 families and expanding that as the economy improves. And we are committed to the First in Family program, because we know that education is the antidote to intergenerational poverty. And if you are from a family where no one in your household has ever been to a tertiary institution before, and you qualify for that institution as the first in your family to do so, the People's National Party government will give you a full scholarship to attend that institution, so you can uplift yourself and uplift your family and uplift your community and uplift your nation.
Remember when the righteous man said, time I go trade God, every gully I go run red.
Yes, my people. And when it comes to housing, we see that under the Jamaica Labour Party, the houses which have been built have been houses for those who can afford expensive houses. Houses of $30 million and up. But there's a huge unfulfilled demand for affordable housing in this country. And I said to Professor Senator Floyd Morris, we are going to work together to deliver 50,000 affordable houses to the people of Jamaica in our first term of office of 5 years. And we're going to restore the National Housing Trust, an institution created by Michael Joshua Manley for the upliftment of the workers of this country. We're going to restore it to its true purpose. We're going to end the taking of $11.4 billion a year, which has been going on now for the last 9 years and even before. We're going to stop doing that so that the National Housing Trust can deliver on its mandate. We're going to establish a fund of $1 million per annum, $1 billion per annum within the National Housing Trust for any youngster up to 35 years who needs a help with a deposit to pay down on a house. If they are contributed to the fund for 2 years or more, they will be eligible for a $500,000 grant so they can get on the ownership ladder and start moving forward in life. And if you are somebody who doesn't get a pay slip every month because you are self-employed, or you're hustling, or you're just making money through an informal employer, and you can't prove your income, so you can't qualify for the mortgage, we're going to have the rent-to-own scheme for you, so that you can go into the house as a tenant, and after 6 months, if you're paying the rent and you're paying on time, we will treat that as being proper establishment of your ability to pay, and we will treat that as proof of income, and you can draw down on your mortgage and move from being a tenant to being an owner and pay the mortgage instead of the rent. The People's National Party is a progressive movement of the people of Jamaica. We're going to look about the interests of persons with disabilities. My father, Professor Sir John Golding, was Jamaica's first orthopedic surgeon. He established the Mona Rehabilitation Center, which after his death in 1996, P.J. Patterson renamed the Sir John Golding Rehabilitation Center. It's the only center of its kind in the English-speaking Caribbean. I grew up around persons with disabilities, and I'm committed to improving the lot of the people of this country who have a disability. It is the People's National Party who enacted the Disabilities Act, and we are going to make sure it delivers for the people of Jamaica. We will be establishing a fund of $1 billion to help persons with disabilities to step up in life. We're going to deal with things like sidewalks and other assistive aids and other things that will make their life more accessible, and they'll be able to enter the mainstream of society and live a decent life. And for the youths, the creative youths, the youths who can DJ or sing, the youths who can do graphic design, the youths who can do beautiful paintings or drawings, the youths who are sound engineers and want to step up in the music industry or the entertainment industry, we're establishing a special fund of $1 billion for the creative and cultural industry, so you can get support to buy a piece of equipment or to do whatever it is you need to do to move to the next level as a creative person in this country. Because we know that brand Jamaica is built on the creative brilliance of our people. And it is man like Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and Bonnie Wheeler and Burning Spear and Dennis Brown and Gregory Isaacs and DJ like the great Super Cat and so many others that have built brand Jamaica. And we have much more talent in the country to come, and we have to give them the full support. And comrades, most importantly, we have to build a government that is based on a strong moral foundation. The people of this country are tired of the Alibaba and his 40 thief government. They're tired of the 28 bank accounts and the millions, hundreds of millions of dollars moving around, and a man in charge of the government whose integrity commission declarations cannot be certified for several years now. A man who is taking the integrity commission to court to strike down that law and to strike down the offense for which he is being investigated. And the other 7 of them make 8 under investigation for illicit enrichment. And the Jamaica Labour Party has the gall to say that they're going to run again to represent Jamaica and to govern Jamaica. What can go so? The next PNP government will burn out all hanky-panky business. We have to be upright and correct in how we deal with the people's money. It is there for the people, not for friend and company. We are going to be zero tolerant in our approach to those issues. And we are going to look about constitutional reform, not in the way that the Labour Party has pursued it, where they have this committee, which they have appointed most of the people on the committee. And the committee is not really taking serious note of the issues of the people raised in the various town hall meetings, because the government had its own agenda all along as to what it intended to do. And the first port of call in any constitutional reform must be to ensure that our people have access to justice and have access to a final court where they can get to the court without having to be a multimillionaire, and they don't need any visa to go to the court. Time for the Caribbean Court of Justice to become Jamaica's final court of appeal. It is long enough now from slavery days coming up. Our people have not had access to a final court unless they have some lawyer in England prepared to do the case for them for free, or they happen to be a multimillionaire. That is not right, comrades. That should be a prominent part of any constitutional reform. It cannot be phase 2. It has to be phase 1. So we are going to go and reopen the whole issue, because there are many things that the people of Jamaica want to see. They want to see our political class being held accountable through a mechanism of impeachment. They want, if you have a delinquent member of parliament who isn't doing anything, you don't have to wait for the end of 5 years. You can have recall if enough of the electors say, him not do nothing. We have to come away. We have to get rid of him. We can Can you imagine? They have brought a bill to Parliament, and that bill is going to reconfigure the Senate. Right now, since 1962, the government of the day can't pass any piece of legislation or any resolution or motion that requires 2/3 without getting the opposition on board, because no government has 2/3 in the Senate. They have brought a bill to change that, so that now the opposition will no longer be able to block a resolution or motion that requires a 2/3 majority. And they're going to have a president, if they get their way, who the ultimate person to appoint that president is the Prime Minister. And that president, who will be somebody who the Prime Minister wants, will be able to appoint 3 senators who no doubt will also be persons who the Prime Minister wants. And then you could have a situation where a state of emergency could go on and on and on, and everybody would be at risk if it were to be abused, because they would be able to ensure that it is extended and extended, because the opposition would have no power to block it. And that is what this government has brought as constitutional reform. We don't support it, comrades. We don't support any mechanism which would allow the government of the day to rule like a dictator over the people. The People's National Party believes in participatory democracy. We believe that the people must be represented and protected by the Constitution. And we will always stand up for justice in this country, because that is the way of our party from Norman Manley days, coming right through to Iman, Marky G, Mark Jefferson Golding. So comrades, my voice is a little hoarse tonight, as you can hear. But the message I'm telling you, and the message I'm trying to impart to you tonight, is that the next PNP government is what Jamaica needs at this time. We'll be dealing with some of the real issues confronting our nation. We'll be providing new opportunities for our people. We'll be changing the system to give the people a proper chance. We'll be dealing with infrastructure, with proper road maintenance programs on an ongoing basis. This government has abandoned road work and road maintenance for 9 years and allowed the most deplorable conditions all over the country, including here in St. Mary, in Southeast, where the roads are in such poor condition. And we are going to have a proper preventive maintenance program, which we will fund year in, year out, and get the road network back up to a proper condition. And we're going to ensure that water is a priority, and where we can bring water to the people. God has now given, through technology, we can generate solar energy to drive water pumps, to pump and distribute water to where it's needed. And you know, Jamaica is not short of water, but we have a terrible problem with distribution of water. And the next PNP government is going to tackle that problem in a very serious way, because we know that that is what the people want, and that is what our duty to deliver what the people want and need. So comrades, I want to close again by saying to you, please don't be distracted by the propaganda and the lies. Don't be distracted by the gimmicks. Don't be distracted by the little money that they might want to run to try and buy you out to do what they want. We have a serious issue coming up in this election, and we have to get over that hurdle so that Jamaica can get back on track with a government that the people can have trust in and that will look about the people's interests. You in St. Mary have 3 excellent young candidates in whom I am well pleased. Businessmen, men who understand how to get things done, men who are here to serve the people and who will do what the people need and represent you well. And so I ask all of you tonight, are you ready to deliver a victory for us, the People's National Party, here in Southeast? Are you ready for Christopher Brown to enter Parliament beside Marky G when we form government? Comrades, you look good, you sound good, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of this wonderful evening. And I say to you, keep the fire burning. The struggle must continue. We will have victory when the time comes. One love, comrades. God bless you all. Power to the people. Power to the people, I say. Power to the people. The word is love. Thank you. I got a feeling.